Everyone, Hackney here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I get to speak to everyone in the book community, whether they be authors, illustrators, podcasters, or industry professionals. And today I have a very special guest. Her name is Rhonda Ooi, and we're going to speak about her new book, I Am Not an Owl. I can't wait. Rhonda, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's very exciting.
I want to hear all about this book, I Am Not an Owl, through Woodlands Press. I can't wait to hear.
Okay, well, it all started. Do you want me to go right back to the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. Where else?
Well, it happened probably 19 years ago, or even maybe 18. My son was sitting in the car. He was looking very tired, and it was sort of past that time of him having a daytime sleep. And I said, "Oh, you should have a sleep. You're looking very tired." He said, "I'm not an owl, mummy." And so I wrote down all those little things. And so that was on my little list of interesting things to write about for a long time. And I didn't start really writing until 2021. So that's when I wrote it. And so it's about a little boy who does not want to sleep during the day. And so he tells his mum that he's not an owl, he's not a flying fox, he's not a possum, he's not a wombat, and he's not a Tasmanian devil. And there's little side facts about each of those little animals along the way. And a little 32, page 32's got a page of facts as well.
I love this. I love this book because it's something every parent can relate to. And I am curious. So, if your son was very aware he's not an owl and didn't want a daytime sleep, does this mean he wanted to be nocturnal and stay up all night long?
Um, he was he did used to sleep during the at night, but what he used to do, he did this really weird thing where he would go to bed and he'd leave his eyes open until they closed naturally. So he wouldn't close his eyes when he went to bed. He'd just lay there until they just got so heavy that he'd have to close them. So he was a night owl when he was really little, though.
I like how he automatically went to I'm not an owl. So
Yeah.
I think that's just so special. And 19 years. So you didn't think to write that story straight away?
I wasn't writing then. What was I doing? I just started teaching, so I was really busy and I just thought, oh, I couldn't do that. I didn't know how to do that. Well, I knew how to write obviously because I went to university and I wrote assignments but I'd written with kids, but I'd never written anything before. And so I always wanted to. And in fact, I sort of wanted to illustrate as well, but I haven't got that far yet. And so it wasn't until COVID that I had time to do the course, the Australian Writers Centre course. So when I did that, once I started, haven't stopped.
And with this story, because it did take a little while, did you find you had to rewrite it a lot? Did you have to
Oh,
draft it a lot?
well, it was originally different. It used to have it was sort of two stories in one. And I did my Writer Centre course with Zanny Louise, and this wasn't the book that I I used through that course. This is a different story, but um, because I knew her through the Writer Centre course, I had this story assessed with her, and it was a different story. It sort of had two layers to it. So it was the little boy not wanting to be the animals, but he also then had all different jobs. And even though he does have jobs to do throughout the story, like finding mum's necklace and doing things like that, in my other story, he was pretending to be a firefighter and a dancer and all these different things. And then Danny said, I think it's two stories. So I split it apart. And this is the half. The other half I've sort of got as a story as well, but that hasn't got anywhere. But yeah, so it's evolved quite a bit.
And so you've done a few writing courses. I've also read on your website that you're part of Squibby and the Duck Pond.
Yes.
How do you find those help your writing?
Oh, Squibby in particular, I have an amazing critique group and they've seen all of my work and they've critiqued it and helped me get there. And we sort of all started, um, how long ago was it? Probably 2021. We all started together with none of us having any contracts, and now we're all slowly getting our contracts. So it's really nice to be in that. So we cheer each other on, we help each other. We're the biggest fans of each other.
So,
Sally was the first person to get a contract, and this is her book, Rock Dogs.
yes, rock dogs. That's so exciting.
It was so exciting. We were all so excited when she got the contract, and then it took so long to come out, of course, because it's such a long process. And then the next person whose book came out just recently is Angela, mm,
Oh,
Plane Spotter.
oh wow. So your group's on fire.
Yeah. And Charlie's got another one coming out soon. I've got another one as after this one too. And yeah, so and Megan has just she's always being published with the school magazine. And Millie has got another book, got a book coming out soon. She's self-published, and so she's got another one coming out soon as well. I'm not sure when hers comes out, but yeah, we're all getting there.
And so, with this amazing critique group, because it also sounds like you're with different publishers as well, not everyone's with the same publisher. How has your publishing journey been compared to others?
Well, I'm with Woodslane is a tiny, tiny publisher, so I think I think it's much of a muchness, really. Like they said to me when we first signed, "Oh, you'll have to do lots of your marketing, and we won't be able to help with any of that sort of thing." And yes, we have gone out and done a lot ourselves, but some of the bigger publishers expect you to do that too. So um, it feels pretty much the same. The people at Woods Lane have been absolutely amazing. Even though they said they wouldn't help with marketing, I'm always talking to Ali. She's our marketing person. She's been really helpful. So it's been fantastic.
And I think once you do have that book in your hand, you can't wait to promote it anyway. Like, why not? You've got that book. It's been published, all that hard work, and now you're seeing it. You want to run with it, right? And
Yeah.
show the world. Absolutely. And how did you go with the illustration process? Because as you've done the words, it's a shared vision.
Yes.
Walk us through that
Well,
experience.
it's actually a very different experience because most publishers don't want you to have an illustrator. And so I originally submitted this to a publisher who, I just submitted the words, got a no. Zanny knew that I did that, and so I sent her a little message. Oh, they said no, and she said, "Oh, you should speak to Claire Thompson. Do you know Claire
Yes.
Thompson?" She said, "You should speak to Claire Thompson," and so I did because Claire had worked with an illustrator at Redback. And I spoke to Claire, and Claire said, "Oh, it was such a long process, but here's an illustrator who was on Redback's shortlist. So maybe if you got together with her, they might be interested." And so I got together with the person who she only showed me one illustrator. I loved her work immediately, and her name's Mel Corrigan, and her work is just stunning. So I cried when I first saw her work. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Anyway, so got together with her and she liked my story. And so she did two spreads and a storyboard. And we sent it to Redback. We didn't hear. So then we thought, who else is going to want both of us? Because most publishers don't want both of us. So we sort of we I think we only sent it to Woods Lane. That was the next place. And they said yes. So that was very exciting.
And I think that's such a different way too of getting
Yeah.
published because you've used you've used not just your network, but another illustrator to get a bit more of a vision for it,
Yeah.
and you landed with success. That is
Yes.
amazing. And so you're about to launch this book. What ideas or what have you come up with for launching?
Well, I've got this little, we're going on a bear hunt. I'm going to do a little, sort of a little treasure hunt with some soft toys, all the different animals. And it's going to be, I was going to say we're going on a animal hunt, but I think I'm going to change it to we're going to spot some animals. We're going to find a sleepy one. We're not tired. And then we're going to do the actions of the different animals. And then the children are hopefully going to find the animals. And then at the end is we finished our animal spotting. We're tired now. Let's sit down and then we'll read the book. And we're going to have some children do some little actions with the animals. And at the end, I've got one, a little puppet. So we've got paper bags, some little pieces so that they can make little owl puppets.
That's so cool. How did you come up with the owl puppet?
Well, in the book, there's no puppets, but there's these really gorgeous owl costumes, and we were thinking about making owl masks, and then we thought, oh, maybe you don't want to sort of have kids putting different faces on different things. And so I think, what else can we do? So, and it needs to be simple and quick because these things go very quickly and something that they can possibly take home. So I've packaged it all up inside a bag so that if they don't have time, they can just take it home and make it.
That's an excellent idea as well. And for the child who may be a little bit, shy, they might want to do it in their own time. And I
Yeah.
think that's a perfect something you can either do there or do in your own time later. That's absolutely perfect. And I like the idea of acting out with the stuffed animals. That's such a cool idea. Gee, this launch is going to be amazing. And so you do have a teaching background. I am curious, are you available for author visits in the classroom?
Um, we are doing one. So Mel and I are doing one it's a library over in North Fitzroy, I think. Oh, not a library. Yeah, the library in North Fitzroy. But we're also doing a school visit during book week I think it might be Princess Hill Primary. So somewhere over, because Mel lives over that way. So we're doing a school visit. We haven't worked out what we're doing yet, but we will work it out.
So, for authors out there who are just dying to be in your shoes, do you have advice for them?
I think just keep trying and don't give up because even though this is will be my first published book, the second published book, which comes out in July, I signed the contract for first. And that one, I was having a look because I thought you might ask a question like that. It took me 16 no's to get a yes for that one. And this one, it took me 11 no's to get a yes. And my next one, which comes out in 2027, it got me 6 no's to get a yes.
Oh,
So it's slowly coming down.
wow. Those odds, I tell you, you're incredible to actually keep note of all the no's. Sometimes I don't want to know.
Yeah. I've got a document on Google Drive and it's all the different publishers I've sent it to. And I suppose I need to know so I don't resend it to them again because usually if I get a no, I send it to more. It doesn't deter me. It makes me more determined. And so I get a no, I send it. Who else can I send it to? And I just keep going.
And so, with the book week coming up, have you had many people express that they would like to become or dress as owls for the day?
Not yet, but I hope so. I think it would be so cool.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest costume as well.
Yeah. So I had the teacher author goal thing happening with the Scholastic Book Club because we're actually on page 8 of issue 3 of Scholastic Book Club. So that's pretty exciting. And so I thought, oh, that's one author goal, teacher goal. Second one is to have a child dress up as your character in Book Week. That would
Yep.
be amazing. So fingers crossed.
So anyone watching this video, make sure you suggest a non-mal for book week. So tell me, you've got two author teacher goals. Any others you want to tell me about?
I do. I have a writing goal because I'm a bit obsessed with verse novels. I love them. So I would really like to write one, but I haven't really got an idea for one yet. So I need to, one of those needs to happen so that I can write one.
Now, I've loved hearing about your journey today. Now, if anyone watching this interview is curious to know more or wants to contact you or follow you or buy your book, how do we follow you, find your book, contact you?
Okay, I'm on Instagram at rhondaooi.author, and Facebook the same. My oh, not my email address. My website is rhondaooi.com.au. I think that's all. I'm not on anything else.
So,
Um,
for anyone watching this video today, make sure look at that gorgeous book. Make sure you buy a copy, review it. Make sure you share Rhonda's content online. We do want to see what other books she comes out with. So, make sure we support her best we can. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I'm so happy for you with this book coming out. It's such an amazing and incredible book. And the way it became about is so different. I've loved hearing about your journey today.
Thank you so much, Lauren. It's been really great.